Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Hammad and Deb, for inviting me to this interview. It's always such a pleasure to connect with both of you. And Hammad, firstly, yes, I am a runner, and no, I am not running in the temperatures that we're having these days. I just can't afford to hurt myself, but I hope to take part in the Toronto Waterfront Marathon in September this year. So yeah, running season is due to begin, and then I hope to just get back on the roads and begin my running journey again. Yes. I am in teaching. I hold, but more than that, I hold around 14 years of experience in business and management consultancy, which is, it sounds really fancy, but it's actually about assisting organizations, businesses, and professionals to come up with solutions, strategic solutions for any kind of challenge that they're coming across with. And when we talk about challenges that business come across with, it always demands a very detail oriented perspective. And that's where consultants come in. So I, as a consultant, I just roll up my sleeves and actually act like a detective. I feel sometimes I act like Sherlock Holmes. And I just need to look at all the minute details where a business is struggling, whether it's related to human resource, learning and development, their recruitment processes, their strategic directions. And once I dig deep into all the problems, then I help the business or the organization develop solutions. So these are strategic solutions. There are blueprints to it. It's a lot of heavy investment of your mental capacity, and just putting in a lot of hours. It's detail oriented. There's a lot of report writing, but I love it. So I hope to continue with it for many years to come, especially over here as well. Now that I'm in Canada, I hope to continue in the same line of work, helping businesses resolve challenges and create opportunities for further growth.
That's fantastic. And having worked as a consultant myself, the investigation part is always very exciting. When you go and talk to people, and the stories that you hear on the workshop floor, and in the garden from the gardener, and whatnot. Those stories are fascinating, and I always used to uh, I always used to start with the people who are like at the floor level, right? And then go up. So I would like to hear from you. What is your one strategy when you start working with an organization? But Bia, over to you as well.
So actually, I started my journey in a entirely different field. So I did my architectural engineering in 2004, and then when I was studying, photography became my passion. And then in the beginning, I kept it as a hobby, and then in 2016, I took the leap and turned it into my profession, and then I never looked back.
Awesome. So passion turned into your business, and this really is
Yes.
good depth. What we have seen, a lot of people start doing things in inspiration of somebody else, so getting inspiration from somebody else. But once you inspire your own self, then things happen in a very different manner, right? You're more energetic. You would put in more time, energy, and effort in making it work, and you learn more as well. What do you think about it, Deb?
Yeah, I think what I've heard from Bia too is that there's a real drive to and inspiration coming from family. Like
Yeah.
there's one thing to be inspired by clients, as Kanwal was talking about, and how deeply involved we can get, but it's the drive that outside of that that's also key. And I'm wondering, Bia, if you can talk a little bit about what motivates you.
Love for my own babies, like, right? So I'm a mom. Actually, when I was pregnant, I was looking for newborn photographers back home in Pakistan, and I couldn't find anyone in my budget. So I thought that I'll do it on my own. So I did that with help of my brother and my husband. I made some newborn props and like designed the setups, newborn setups. And then when I was doing that, I realized that I should do the same for other families. And then I continued working as an architect, and then continue like I started this business too. So, and then later I realized that this business is helping me balance my home life and my work, which I can't have that with my job. So I stopped working as an architect then in 2017, and now this is my full-time business now.
What a
I
lovely intimate space to be in too, right? With other people, with
yeah.
moms to be, with families who have just had children, and with all that how that entails. Were there any challenges? Yeah.
Honestly, there were challenges, and my husband, he's always there for me. My mom is always there. So challenges were there. Like it's hard to like manage everything on your own because in the
Mhm.
beginning I was, as I told you before, I was working, doing my job and then running my business. I didn't quit my job in the beginning, and then I was a mom of two kids, right? And doing everything on your own, cooking, cleaning, and then managing your business and job, everything. So there was a challenge, but my husband, he supported me, especially he supported me in the marketing side of my business, which was very helpful, and I was able to grow my business. Was able to balance my home and work life because of my husband's support.
So the trick is marry to someone who actually is helpful and is good in marketing as well.
Yeah. Like my husband is a marketing manager, so that it worked for me.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's certainly helpful.
Yeah.
What about you, Kanwal? So, of course, you are relatively new, but you have already started reaching out to people and you're already kind of looking into the ecosystem. What are some of the initial thoughts you have about the Canadian ecosystem, and do you see any challenges coming your way? How are you managing those challenges?
Hamad, I think, and you're right. Since I'm fairly new, I could foresee that the biggest challenge for me would be creating a network over here. And when you're carving your own path and you're in an entirely new ecosystem, in an entirely new place, um, it takes some time understanding how businesses work, how people tend to work. They have these specific nuances that you need to understand first because it's a different work culture. But then, more than that, it's the network building because you are more or less starting from scratch, right? So, that did come across as a challenge, but it's something that I was already prepared for. I knew that and I knew at that time, and even right now, that it's something that uh, can definitely be overcome, but at its own pace. But the thing is, you have to consistently keep trying to grow your network, meet people, speak to people, learn from them, listen to what they're doing, observe, and that could help in managing this challenge in a better manner.
Would you plan to start pitching your services uh, into the market?
I've already started
You
it.
have started.
But yeah, I've already started it, but I've kept it really small right now because, and again, I feel that there are, when we talk about networking and understanding the ecosystem, for me, and I'm a mom as well for of two daughters. My elder one is 12 and the younger one is 7. Um, Also, since it's a new ecosystem, I am taking baby steps, but I'm being consistent in them. I think that's the
Hmm.
balance that's working for me right now. So there's a lot of content that I churn out, but that active and really dynamic, aggressive marketing, I'm not there yet. So I need
Hmm.
some experience to understand the ecosystem, and I'm pitching myself, working with people, and just in learning more and more until I reach a certain stage where I'm ready to do the big stuff.
All right.
There is no playbook, is there? Whether you're new to the country or you've decided to step into entrepreneurship, it's like, where do I start? I remember, Kanwal, when we first met, I was so impressed because you stepped out of your comfort zone. And
Thank you.
I think that was really key, right? You stepped out and you said, this is what I need and this is what I can offer. And you won my heart in that moment and my
Wow.
mind. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Because I thought, wow, this is somebody who really has some goals and she's going for them. Right. And sometimes it does take somebody else to open up a door. And the opportunities in networking are vast. But if we don't know how to do it, there's a big challenge. There's a big barrier, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think as a newcomer, I'm sure Bia will also resonate to this. Is it's very difficult, right? It's not easy. Let's put it this way. It's not easy to acclimatize with the new environment because those who are already here, or when you're talking to someone who has never kind of moved out of Ontario, maybe, or maybe just stayed within the North American ecosystem, their expectations, how would you like pitch your services to someone who has never like exposed to an immigrant, I would say, just put it this way in a simple manner. So the immigrant would not know how to pitch or what to say. And it happened to me when I started my journey as a solopreneur as well, that a couple of times I actually almost, I would say, offended people by directly pitching to them. Whereas back home, everybody knew me. If I had to say something to someone, I would just say it, right? So they would. So I think what Kawan is saying is, getting to know people and engaging them in more social conversations may lead to opening up those doors. And then, of course, like Deb said, somebody will open a door and probably hold that door for you as well in the long run. Uh, so I would actually like to go back to Bia on that. 2017, 16, 17, when you started, what were your first uh, steps into the market? Like, who did you reach out to in your first few assignments?
So, actually, in 2018, we moved to Canada, and it was a whole different market, a whole different audience, right? So, understanding what to do and how to build your audience was very important. And then I got to know that when I was researching about that, I got to know that website is very important, right? And your social media interaction is very important. So first of all, what I did, I built my website, and initially it was just a like template, and then I realized that SEO is also important. The right audience. So I built my website, and then I built my social media interactions, and then now I have realized that connecting with your audience is very important. You have to like always come in the front and tell them who you are, so that they can connect with you, they know who you are, right? So marketing, connecting with your audience, everything, and like staying active on social media is important. Yeah.
Right. So can you recall like getting your first client? How did you feel? The level of excitement, maybe a bit of anxiety and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I still remember my first client was through word of mouth. Right, and my first paid client was it was a friend of mine. She paid me, right. It was a really good feeling that okay, I can ask people for money, and then initially it was always like through word of mouth, friends of friends, right, like that. And then when I spend on marketing, on right tools, on social media, Google ads, and then I was able to get more clients. Then
Yeah, this is the first client, your first dollar. It's always
yes.
Special.
kind of very exciting, right?
Yeah.
Uh, no, I have like digital products like people can pay and download. So sometimes when I get up, like I look at my cell phone, oh, somebody bought my toolkit for $20, or somebody downloaded a checklist for $5. It just gives you a great feeling that you're actually reaching out to a wider audience.
Yeah, and it
Deb,
motivates you too, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Every dollar motivates. Yes, Deb.
I think what I'm hearing is a lot of the key components that we're building into our SOAR program, right? Like
Yeah.
the networking, the how to get a product out there, whether it's $5 or 5 million bucks. Accepting that we're in this space as an entrepreneur and we have something to give. And the building of community. I know that that's going to be really key as we move forward. We're all in the community together now, the four of us. And where's that going to go from here? And who can we invite in? And, enough with the warm introductions. This is the space. So I'm really curious, Kanwal, what you think about um, as a newcomer, relative newcomer, like, and willing to step out. We know this about you. How will you function within a community?
I think a community, especially such as one that you hope to offer through SOAR, it's so important for anybody who wishes to expand into a new ecosystem, like me, for example. And I feel that if I am put in such a community, I'm going to treat it like a constant source of knowledge, motivation. When you're branching out into something new, the fear of the unknown is what holds most people back, right? Just learning it's the basic struggles like operational stuff, pricing strategies, client acquisition strategies, marketing, sales. There are so many things that has to learn. And there are times when one tends to get demotivated or caught up in their own thoughts. And that's where a community can come in. So I think it would turn into my go-to place for all forms of support and guidance. And I think if that's the kind of resource that's made available for anybody who's branching out into a new ecosystem and launching themselves or their product, I mean, that's the best kind of resource that there could be.
Very much appreciate the feedback. We're Hammad and I are co-designing SOAR to be like a place that hasn't existed yet for women entrepreneurs. So we want to make it special, but we also know that we don't hold all the knowledge about how to build such a community. So love to geek out and listen for feedback and design together. So this is really cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're so right. So the power of community is often like underestimated, but as we discussed earlier also, there will always be someone from the community that can hold that door for you, right? And have kind of help you uh, take your first step into something more riskier because that person has done it. That person has got the ability and the skills to like help you move on. Um, and I wrote somewhere a long time ago, alone is too lonely. If you want to do it alone, you may be able to do it, but still, if you have some support coming your way, you become part of a supporting community, then of course, you will be able to achieve those goals much quicker. And this is what we are building into this whole SOAR program that Deb spoke about. She's leading the program, and the the lessons that we are getting from the community is what we kind of embedding into the program. So, for instance, networking is a challenge. I think that's a challenge for everyone. Like even those who are living in an ecosystem for a while, if they want to expand their network, there will always be a challenge. Um, you know, if someone is looking for a specific service, if the service is available within the community then becomes like, a big support for that person. And often what also, Deb, we have seen is that like a lot of times it's very difficult for people uh, to kind of market themselves, right? To reach out to people and tell their story that they should tell to start attracting opportunities. That's also part of that SOAR program. And all that what BI is doing is kind of telling that stories. Those stories fascinate people. Those pictures really mean a lot for many. And this is what really interests other people to kind of keep help keep moving the whole business forward. What are some of the challenges, Pia, do you see now after in the business for almost, I would say, 7, 8 years in Canada? What are some of the things that you see as challenges, and how do you see these opportunities that are coming your way?
Challenges are still like still I face that I need to connect more audience. I need to connect, like expand my like marketing circle. So I still in photography actually there and there's this thing that which is called mini shoots. So in order to do that, we have to connect uh, uh, with with the whole GTA. So sometimes I feel that although I'm spending a lot on marketing, I still feel that there's something I still need to work on in order to get to the right audience, right? And then learning about social media like Instagram algorithm, Facebook algorithm is important in my field in photography, because we have to constantly put our work on social media. So understanding social media algorithm is important, and I think SOAR is providing that platform for women to understand that like that part of the business.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally spend like millions of dollars into social media marketing. Like I don't remember the figure, the Super Bowl figure. It's like millions of dollars. But again, reaching out to the right audience is the key, and addressing. If you could start addressing their problem, like it's really the inspiration coming from your stories that actually start generating more more interest towards your products or services. In case of Kanwal, for instance, Kanwal, what is your strategy? Like, let's talk a little bit more technical go-to-market strategy in addition to your networking. These MBAs, they always talk about these difficult things,
Yeah,
go-to-market
yeah.
strategy.
Go to market, point of market entry. You've got all the lingo there, but
Yeah.
I would say that this jargon, it really doesn't work. And Hamad, I absolutely agree with what you just said. Uh, People look at this your story, what you're talking about, and since I've spent 14 years in consultancy, it's it's although the geographics and the ecosystems, there are certain things that change, but whenever you are resolving an organization's challenges, you always deal with people, because it's people who are running the organization, right? And I think when we so I worked really closely with people and rolled out solutions through people. And I think one thing that I've realized about human nature is that people invest in you first. They are willing to spend money on you first, and then they develop faith in your idea or product, what you're selling. So you have to be very deep rooted with what you're bringing to the table, your story, your profile, your value, skill set, your reason for being. That's what I like to call it. What's my reason for being, my why? And when you're clear about that, everything gets streamlined around it. And that's where you get the conversations going. People not only understand what you do, but they also understand how you do it. So there can be lots of consultants, but I would be doing something in a very specific way on how I believe it should be, my reason for being. And, apart from networking and learning from other people like you and Deb and even Bia, I think it's very important for me when I reach out to people to convey what I actually believe in. It should resonate in all the conversations that I have. And that's what actually enables the selling point, and then they believe in the service or the product or the idea behind that.
I am seeing and feeling your confidence. And that's, that's what takes things across the line, right? When you're an entrepreneur and you're working at the 10th hour of the day and you're tired and you've got kids and family and other responsibilities. It's remembering your why, right? And who you are. Um, when Hammad and I were building the SOAR program, we recognized that that's really key, this story of your why and who you are. But not all people can tap into that. And I think as women, we often don't know what our strengths are until somebody, maybe a bestie, says, you're really good at, maybe it was Pia, like, you're really good at the photography. Like, you've got something going on there. And then we start believing in ourselves. So what we did with the SOAR program is we're going to start before anything rolls out, we're going to start identifying those those strengths and those abilities that we might not see, but others in the group that we're going to build with over the 6 weeks already see in us. And then we're going to see at the end, what that really looks like for somebody and how that impacts and creates their own story. So thank you for that. Yeah, very excited about that piece.
Yeah. And one of the interesting thing that because I'd been running what I call a solopreneurship training program for quite a while, something that Deb and I discussed. See, there are a lot of programs, trainings happening like, across Canada. How SOAR will be different from those training programs? That I think if you are not unique in one way or another, you would be just another tick box probably. So something that I embedded into my program that Deb really liked and Tamina also liked is the ability for any individual in creating a roadmap. So we're not talking about like complex business plans and SWOT analysis and stuff like that. We're actually very practically picking little things up and putting those little things in a strategic fashion. And at the end of 6 weeks, you have a roadmap. So Bia would exactly know, okay, what is my, as usual, the another MBA term is ICP, ideal customer profile, but that's fine. But what is my ideal social profile of my client? Probably that's more important than ideal customer profile. So that kind of a roadmap really works well because then you have like those tiny steps that you would take, and then you get motivated. Like every time you lose 500 grams of your body fat, then you get more motivation. I'm talking about myself. Like whenever I want to lose weight, uh, first
I think it's
you
for
get
all of us. It applies to all of us, though.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to lose, Kamal. I think as you grow in your age, your metabolism slows down. So that's what I'm facing at the moment. But again, those little steps, those tiny moves that you take, will take you to your goal, or maybe bring that all those tiny steps, bring that goal close to you, and that's what the program SOAR would actually focus at. Anything specific, Deb, you have about their like anything that you want to like ask about like future plans and stuff like that?
So, Thea, I'm wondering if you have any advice, not to put you on the spot, but do you have any advice for women who are thinking, I have this idea and I don't know if it worked, or I'm in business startup and this is really hard? Any advice from Via from Giggles Studio?
Yeah, I would advise them to like whatever they like doing. First of all, do that and then stay consistent. So down the road, there would be so many challenges, especially if you are a mom managing everything at home and then managing your work and understanding the right roadmap, right? What's the perfect roadmap? Understanding that. So connecting with right people, connecting with more connecting with moms and understanding their challenges and getting motivation from other moms especially is very important, right? And also don't let emotions take over you. So because when you are starting a business, you have to take challenges, right? And again, as I said, stay consistent and surround yourself with like-minded people and people who give you strength, who uplift you, right? That's very important. And one more thing I would say, that often women, they don't consider this thing, that outsourcing parts of your business, and also like you can hire someone to cook for you, to clean your house so that you can focus on your work, right? I know it needs money, like, but it's a mindset too. So if you ask for help, don't hesitate to ask for help. You can do everything on your own, right? So if you ask for help, if you hire someone to cook for you, so prepare your weekly meals, clean your house, then you can focus on your work and you will grow your business that way. So that's very important for women, for especially for moms, in order to balance their home life and their work life. That's important. Yeah.
Oh, that's great advice. Yeah, and from somebody who's been there and done that, right?
Yeah.
So your lived experience is going to really benefit a community. So yeah, I'm also hearing about the mental health piece, right? Staying healthy,
Yeah.
doing things on your terms, addressing those what are they called? Those limiting beliefs and barriers to your own success. Like, can I really do this? I'm so tired. I don't know how I'm going to continue. I think I need to hire a marketer. I think I need to hire an assistant. Maybe I need to hire somebody to vacuum my floor. Maybe it's that first, and that's actually where I'm at right now. So I'm wondering if it's that will free up the mental space and the physical, um, my physical ability to also be more present in my business. So I think having these open conversations about the struggles and strategies, right? What are you doing? What's working? And walking away with that is really key. We're going to build that into the program too. um, we're going to take care of one another's mental health and learn to take care of our own, and meet those things head on and without shame. There's no room for shame in the program. No shame, no blame. It's
Yeah.
just the business game. So we will I that was just so corny.
Wow.
Deb,
Don't wear
I
that
mean,
came from.
this is very, very important. Everyone has, I mean, how far can you stretch yourself? Like, you know how far can you stretch yourself. I think there will always be a point where you have to engage with other people. Like, you will have to outsource few things. And ultimately, all that's great investment one can make, as a solopreneur, if you have more time to think, to reflect upon what you have been doing, it will become easier for you to grow your business, because then you will have ideas. If you are just bogged down into your daily routine and just doing everything just to keep two ends meet, then of course it will happen, but the process will be slow. Question for Bia, and then I'll come to Kanwal. So if I ask you this question, Bia, what's next in your business? What is the next thing, next big thing that you want to do? Because you've been into this business in Canada for almost 8 years, 7 years. What is next? How do you want to expand yourself, or are you looking at some diversification? What's the plan?
So in my business, I am planning to like expand it now. Since now I have my husband's support. He was always there for me. My mom is helping me, taking care of my kids. So now, since I was able to connect with like other moms, I was able to understand how to balance my like both things, right? Work and home life. Now I have done that. Now I'm able, like my plan is to grow my business now so that I can earn more. So right now it's a small business. So my goal is to expand in a way that more people should know me. And right now I'm just a newborn photographer, maternity and newborn photographer. So now I want to be headshots, branding, right? Because I'm able to think that way because my other side is taken care of. Now I can think to grow. My health is good. Everything is organized. My business is organized. So why not take it to the next level? So I'm already a newborn photographer. So why not just explore that side of photography, because it's entirely different field, headshots and branding sessions, and even headshots and branding is entirely two different fields. So now I'm like, my plan is to explore that side of photography.
Awesome. And maybe create a podcast studio.
Yes,
Yeah, you
I
live
can do
on the
that.
west side. There are so many,
Yeah.
you know, companies, industries. Like it's a place where a little podcast studio would really do well, actually, I think.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. And so to Kanwal, because you kind of establishing yourself. What's the next big thing you have in your mind? Like maybe by so I would say mid 2025 and by December 2025. What are two major things that you are foreseeing in your journey?
Yeah, so by mid 2025, I would say that I mean the goal would be pretty simple, just expand my project portfolio, work with more people, like-minded people on business challenges that they're encountering, create growth for them. And I expect that I'll be learning a lot in the process while also adding value when we talk about business strategic direction to these projects. And by end 2025, I mean, it's always been a passion of mine to develop a product or a system or a platform which can allow businesses and professionals to resolve organizational challenges, just like consultants they bring on board. They come in the driver's seat and they just resolve a very crucial challenge. I've got a couple of ideas in mind, but again, it's about speaking to people, finding the right community, and just finding the right people who resonate with the same beliefs and methodologies as you. So yeah, these are just some short term and slightly less short term goals for me for 2025.
That's great. So our immediate goal is to launch SOAR program, which will be launched next month. We already have started taking enrollments for the program, and in March it will be launched. Um, and we'll just continue. Every 6 months, there will be a new cohort that we are going to build. And ultimately, the goal is that, if we have a community of 100, 200, and then maybe a couple of thousand women coming together from
Yeah.
across Canada and helping each other in their own space. You talk to someone, you improve your mental health because you steam out, you share your concerns, and you get reassurances from other people. So all those kind of bigger community, and within that bigger community, smaller community, helping each other. It seems like a long shot. I think it's doable, and so is Deb. So Deb, you want to say anything about our
Yeah, I'm
program?
seeing a theme of
Yeah,
expansion this year,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Kanwal, you're going to expand and, consider some really new, fresh ideas. And you've put it out there. Bravo. Yeah, wow. It sounds like you very methodically got things in place for your business. And now it's about scaling. It's about looking outside of what you know. Just brilliant, right? This is what we hope to do with women inside the SOAR program. And we're talking expansion too. Hammad and I were saying, like, let's get our first cohort down in March and serve these women well, learn what they need, you know, train facilitators so that they're meeting women where they're at and really helping them along this beautiful roadmap that Hammad will lead us through and um, expose us to some financial literacy, some funding and demystify all of what that is and really create
AI,
some
AI, AI is going to
oh
be
and
part.
a
Yeah.
that's right. That's going to be a big part of it. How could we not, right? Like, we're at a time, we're at this pivotal moment where I think, is it. And I think if we can empower women to learn AI for whatever reasons, whether they use it in their business to help with some tasks or go deep dive with Kanwal and build some, agents in the background that maybe this is what you're thinking. We'll have to geek out later. How businesses can really use AI to brainstorm things that we can't even imagine. Um, yeah, or learn about AI for home use. Yeah, we're going to explore all of that too. And I think the main thing is that we're really looking forward to building a community, like Hamad said, building it and expanding that. So, so pleased to have connected today with all of you. Lots of really, really good takeaways around advice from women who have been there and done that in business. And we need to surround ourselves with the support that we need and deserve, right? And ask for it. So hopefully, women will see the benefits of enrolling in SOAR, our 6-week program. Um, I will ask Hamad to direct anybody to the wait list for SOAR. And I want to ask, how do people get in contact with you, Kanwal and Via? They want to find out more about your photography. Um, how would they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so for me, I have my website, right?
Okay.
And they can connect me through my website. And as you were talking about AI, so I just wanted to add something there.
Yes.
We've recently explored about AI that it can you can hire an AI assistant to for your clients, so you don't have to be present all the time taking calls from clients. So Hamal, you were asking me about my future like goals. So that is also one of the things that fully automate your business so that you can like focus on what you are offering to your clients. So in my case, it's photography. I can explore more sides of photography if I automate my business through AI, right? So, so if they want to connect me, and they can like initially they can talk to my AI assistant, which I'm working on right now.
Wonderful.
If anything which my AI assistant can't help with, then they'll have that option to like directly talk to the photographer, which is me.
So
So
we have an example already, right? When we talk about AI, we can bring BS. And say, okay, she has already done it.
Yeah.
Learn from her. She just started and she's already done it. So what I will do,
Oh,
I will add that URL in the description. I will also add Kamal's LinkedIn URL
okay.
in the description of this video. And also those who want to enroll into our SWOT program, it will be available. The link will be available in the description of this video once it goes up. So I think amazing discussion, Deb. It's always a delight to learn from people and kind of
Mm-hmm.
learn from the journey and the kind of power behind this whole process of what we call entrepreneurship, solopreneurship is is really amazing. It really inspires us as coaches, trainers, as well as solopreneurs ourselves, as to see what people have been through in their journeys, and they're still afloat, and they're kind of growing, and they're looking ahead into the game. So with that, thank you very much for joining in today, both Kanwal and Ria, and Deb also, for organizing this whole thing. And I have to say, she's so organized, um, and she always tries to put things in. I'm pretty much disorganized as always, but at the end of the day, I make it. So that's
We work well together.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Organized chaos.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, thank
thank
you
you
so
both.
much. Yeah,
Oh,
thank you so much for having us today. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. So folks,
yeah.
keep watching our CSA channel. It's growing, and we'll keep bringing these amazing stories from the Canadian ecosystem. We'll keep talking with amazing women like Via and Kamal, and with amazing men counterparts as well, who are out there and doing some great work. We'll bring in some technology startups, and more stories will come forward. If you know someone uh, who you think could bring in a great story, please reach out to us, and we will schedule a podcast. With that, thank you very much again, Kamal, Via, and Dev, for all the great things that you have shared with us. Have a wonderful rest of the week.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So what I will
Bye.
do, I will add that you